Hey everybody, it's your boy, Eduardo Jackson, CEO, founder, creator of the Cinema Draft Game. We have a very special guest today. You know him, you love him, you haven't heard from him in a while, but he's back.
It's
It's
been
Jay
a
Devlin.
minute. What it do, nephew? What's
Yes,
going on, man? How we doing? It's good to be
yes.
back. Took a little hiatus. Went to see the Dalai Lama. Reconnected with my inner chi, and now I'm back on Cinema Draft, ready to take over.
There you
Let's
go. With,
go.
with with call sheets ready to jump into the action. Quite a turnout. We appreciate you guys. This is the type of turnout we like to see. Lots of things going down in the feature presentation. And although it should be a Spider-Man heavy weekend, a lot of different strategies we can take a look at. So let's get right into it. Let's see what we've got out here. Let's start with your call sheet, Jay Devlin. It's been a while. We'll get right into yours. See where
It
you're
is.
at
It
here.
has definitely
There
been a while.
so tell us what you're thinking in this call sheet. Boom, there it is. It's all up on the screen. Go ahead and walk us through your call sheet.
I don't know, man. There's basically it seemed to be two prevailing theories about which way to go. Either stack up some Spider-Man best you can with a headliner and a non-headliner, and then piece together a bunch of trash, or load up on the big sick, man. And like I have just a deep hatred for Judd Apatow. So like
Oh,
I just refuse to.
shots
If,
fired. Wait, you
shots
don't like funny
fired.
people?
I like funny people, but I don't like funny people who take themselves too seriously. Listen to this guy on like interviews. He was on Bill Simmons' show talking about I made this movie to help, ease the pain of Muslims in America. I mean, dude, it's a fucking comedy, bro. You didn't cure cancer. You made a movie. All right. Nobody's gonna watch this movie and think, hey, I want to be nicer to people. They're gonna watch this movie and laugh. That's all
Well,
they're gonna
I'm
do.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you might have been talking about how he helped get this movie made because it relates to common humanity and all. But potato potato. Either way, people are loving this movie. They're seeing it in droves. It's expanded to 326 screens this week, and I know it's a significant part of my call sheet strategy this week.
Hey, bro, like I said, I think the movie will be funny, and I will definitely watch it when it comes out on cable. But again, it's just the personal lives of Hollywood now seeping into our consciousness. Going to see these movies, it's hard to ignore.
A little
It's
bit.
like
There's
when
too
you
much technology. There's too much media. I mean, we know everything about like how and why things are made now. That might be part of it.
exactly the days of just like going to a movie that used to be you'd grow up, we'd go to a movie to forget about our lives for 2 hours and escape. It was escapism. Now that's all gone because politics has seeped into everything. But that being said, that movie will probably kill. The platform release part of it is gonna, if it does like 3 million, is gonna be
Oh,
a great strategy for people. So
whew, I got shivers. She said 3 million. Oh yes, if it does 3 million, if it does 3 or 4 million, it'll be very interesting to see how these call sheets play out that have loaded up on the Big Sick because right now that's kind of the bet we're taking. It's on 326 screens, so it makes it a platform release. 1 point per 100,000 in platform release and box office per actor. And my God, it'll definitely be interesting to see because if you had two Spider-Man Homecomings like you did, you have Tom Holland headlining, and then Bokeem Woodbine. Bokeem, dead presidents. Bokeem Woodbine, who's the cheapest of the actors in Spider-Man: Homecoming. I mean, you set yourself up for success, definitely. I mean, you're looking at probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 290 points, but it doesn't leave you much room for anything left over. So explain why you went with Guardians of the Galaxy to kind of fill up the rest of your call sheet with Rough Night, which had a rough week.
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to dive deep and say that I put, some deep Pythagorean theorem thought into my call sheet. I kind of did it in 5 minutes. So my call sheet might not be the best example for what to use. That being said, if you did go to Spider-Man's, you were working with the bottom of the barrel.
Pretty
All right.
much, yeah.
So, there really weren't a ton of options. I will say that I do think the best strategy was headliner of Spider-Man, as many big six as you can find, and then who gives a shit what the other 2 or 3 movies you picked were. What was
Well,
the best way to
speaking
do it?
of, that should take us to my call sheet because that sounds pretty similar to what I had in the feature presentation. I definitely had for 5 contests I was entered in. I probably had about 5 different strategies. I was kind of all over the place, but I think the one I settled on, excuse me, is the one I went with in the feature presentation, mostly to satisfy all those side bets. And I did put a lot of thought on the sideline films. I did have a Tom Holland. I had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5-pack of the Big Sick, and then and then the Mummy seems to still have some life in it. Made sure I got a couple of the mummies. They were dirt cheap, minimum price at 5,000. And then the little hours intrigues me. We got some last minute intel in the group chat. Thank you, big shouts, Gamble24x7. Gamble24/7 came through with I guess a tweet image of how it's going to be expanding out to 32 different markets or whatever this week. So that really, for 5,500, a headliner, a platform release, I definitely gave some consideration to Alison Brie, our star from Glow, my favorite new shows on Netflix. Alison Brie headlining The Little Hours, and then The Beguiled, a little pricey for limited release, but when you look at what's at our disposal for limited release this week, I mean, it's going to be clustered. It's going to be very tight. You could have some action there with, I mean, and we're just going purely on per screen averages from last weekend. Going purely on per screen averages from last weekend, I mean, when you come to limited release, what you figure is going to be in that category. Look at that. Big Sick and The Little Hours just crushing it per screen last weekend. But what's likely to be out there is The Beguiled. It's expanded 971 screens. It can't sustain 4,600, 4,700 per screen. So even if you figure 3,000 per screen at 971 screens, you're looking at almost 3 million, and that should lead the pack in limited release. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, no, that's a great breakdown, man. And to go back on your, I mean, we've been doing this podcast now for a good 6-7 months. Back when the group chat had 3 people in it, me, you, and the Roan. You know, so it's been cool to watch this group chat grow. Now it's turned into this Mensa level event where I just kind of sit back and listen, because these guys are speaking on a movie level of intelligence that this game has never even come close to seeing. So it's pretty cool. I've learned a ton. As I've said many times, I'm the George Mikan of Cinema Draft. I will be in the hall. I will be in the Hall of Fame. But modern day players will look back on me and think that guy could never compete in today's game.
Man, there's a lot of good man on the ground intel from people like Ringballs22, who works in the movie theater. He has some of that insider intelligence from just what he sees, the foot traffic going by to his theater. Michael Vellante, former movie theater chain executive. He still has ties and friends in that community. So we're getting a lot of good stuff in the group chat. If you're not in the group chat, at least lurking, poking your head in, you're missing out. A lot of good stuff out there this week. Let's also take a look at some other call sheets while we're at it. It's been a while since you've been on the podcast, Jay Devlin. Whose call sheet do you want to take a look at?
How about the Hebrew Hammer? Just because I want to.
Yes.
I mean, I'm notorious and I'm famous for ripping people on this show, so there's nobody I like ripping more than Stringer.
All right, Mike Stringer, a.k.a. the Hebrew Hammer, teed up. All right, so we've got Tom Holland headlining from Spider-Man. We've got a 3-pack of the Big Sick, including the headliner stack of Kumail Nanjiani and Zoe Kazan. Mandy Moore and Claire Holt headlining stack from 47 meters down. That might actually not be too bad of a pick. It just dropped below into limited. I think it's on 1,700 screens. Had a pretty good per screen average, I think. And okay, about 2,000 per screen. So it might do okay. It might get you about 2 million in the film. See The House headliner stack. This is definitely where he went awry. I did see The House a few days ago. It's a funny movie. It's got its moments, but I mean it's hard to find where the money's going to come from. If it only did 9 million its opening weekend, it's only going downhill from there. So you probably waste some money right there. Rough night, pure punt play. Yeah, it's okay. I guess it's gonna be on 180 screens. I think 388 screens. There's no life juice. There's no juice in that. And that I thought was a great movie. I had a great fun time with that one. And then Pirates of the Caribbean, pure punt play and limited release at 5,000. What are your thoughts on this call sheet, Jay Devlin?
Best part about this call sheet is just the presence of Mandy Moore. The rest of it is trash. This is probably a top maybe 12 call sheet at best. This guy's on the group chat arguing that he's a top 5 call sheet, every minute of the day. And
hope you're listening, Hebrew Hammer. He's slamming your name, damn it. We gotta get you on the pod to defend yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I respect his enthusiasm.
Yes.
But just go back to the shallow end of the pool. Leave the big kids in the deep end, Mike Stringer.
Back, jump back. Okay, let's take a look at another group chat members call. Let's take a look at Michael Vellante. We didn't cover his last week. He usually has his finger on the pulse, pretty much. Okay, so he has the 2 Spider-Man pack. Pretty much all you can do really with just Tom Holland and Bokeem Woodbine. Guardians of the Galaxy, minimum player there, minimum player from Pirates, 2 of them. And a 4-pack for the Mummy. This actually might be a pretty shrewd move. And then Laura Prepon headlining from The Hero. The Hero, came out of nowhere last week, to be honest with you. I don't even think it was in the talent pool. I had to throw it back in the talent pool because its per screen average was pretty strong, or its overall actually was pretty strong. Only 2,000 per screen, but it made 839,000 on 401 screens. I did not see that 320 screen jump coming. So in order to fit her in, he pretty much had to punt the rest of his call sheet. But the Mummy has, I wouldn't say it's legs per se, but it's gonna be on 1,000 screens. If you account for maybe 1,300 per screen average this week on 1,040 screens, I believe. 1.35 million. For $5,000, you could do worse. So he's just gonna kind of squeeze out 3 or 4 points here with each of these players. And if you're squeezing in 2 Spider-Man actors, at best you're punting the rest of your call sheet.
Yeah, again, like as we've said for a long time, the wins and losses in this game are not at the top of your salary range. They're always at the bottom of your salary range. It's not how you spend your first 85,000. It's how you spend your last 15,000 is really what matters. And as you see every week, it's always 0.85 points separates first and like fourth. So
yes.
This is a great job, Michael Vellante, one of the better players in the game. Great moves at the bottom of his. Probably maxed out 2 Spider-Mans as best you possibly could. So
I think so. Yeah, this is a really good. I really am curious to see what the Hero does in its second weekend in high platform release. And actually, we didn't get any updates on whether it's going to expand or not. This seems like the type of movie based off what it did last weekend that might trickle into limited release territory. But at theater lock time, it was platform. All we had was the 401 from last week. So God bless you if you get some extra screens out of it, a la the Zookeeper. Trigger warning.
Zookeeper, don't get me started on the Zookeeper, man. That was the glitch of the century. Cost me my 5th all-time career win in the feature presentation. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. So I like to highlight some new players every now and then. Lyric LL, she used to play on the old spreadsheet. Welcome to Cinema Draft. Welcome. And let's take a look at your call sheet. Okay. So she left some money on the table. Not a good sign this week. She went max stack on Baby Driver. Interesting. Okay, so Baby Driver, and according to our friends over at Box Office Pro, while it did 21 million-ish last weekend, great reviews, people really loving it, it doesn't seem like it's going to crack more than, it seems like it's going to do a decent hold. 15 million is an excellent hold off of 21 million, but will that be enough, Jay Devlin?
The curse of John Bernthal, and I have no screen here. For some reason, I can't see what you're screen sharing right now, but does she have John Bernthal as one of her players?
All right, and so John Bernthal's on there. She has an 8-package of Baby Driver, the headliner stack plus John Bernthal and some others, John Hamm, etc. Yeah, so go ahead. I'm clear at the lane for you to go, John Bernthal and John Bernthal.
And don't forget the first rule of Cinema Draft. All right?
What's that?
Never roster a player or an actor who has threatened to kill my mom. It's the first rule of Cinema Draft. You can't roster a single cast member of a movie who has threatened to kill the person that brought me into this world. So don't ever roster John Bernthal. End of story.
The backstory, do tell. We're all ears.
No, Ed, playing in a men's basketball league out here in L.A., I dropped like 45 on him and his brother out at the Westwood Rec Center. Walking to the foul line, I tap him on the ass as a joke and say, nice. I said, like, nice D, as I got an N1. He loses his fucking mind like the Punisher and threatens. He goes, I'll kill your fucking mother. Direct quote. It's like, wow, dude, how are your coping skills, Punisher? You still in character or are we playing basketball? So,
how much time was left in the game? Did you drop another 45 on him?
Nah, it was probably like 2 minutes left in the game. We were up 15. So it was just silliness. The guy's just a clown. So,
and how, he can't be that very tall. Let's be like, what, 5'9", right?
No, he's probably like 6 feet. He's got a nice build. His brother played at Princeton. He's like the brother that's like, he's decent at basketball, but he thinks he's exponentially better because he's an actor. All actors think they're better at everything than they actually are in real life. So, God bless him and his success, but the guy's an asshole. Never roster him. Says
Well, so
her call sheet her call sheet is screwed.
her call sheet's doomed then. She had John Bernthal on there, an 8-pack of Baby Driver, headliner, I believe, from the Big Sick, and then All Eyes on Me. So it'll be a rough outing for you, Lyric LL, but thanks for joining the group, for joining the game. Definitely looking forward to seeing your call sheets improve over time. Okay, so all right, so one last one, call sheet roulette. Who do you want? So many good names to pick from in the feature presentation.
You got to go with the number 1 seed, the Bjorn Borg of Cinema Draft, Ring Balls.
Ring Balls! Ring Balls 22. Rapidly climbing up the charts in our all-time money winning. I think he's cracked 4 figures now. Congratulations, Ring Balls. Breathing down your neck, gamble 24/7, so you got to keep it up. Okay, so here we go. So we have a max stack of the Big Sick. 8 actors from the Big Sick. Baby Driver, headliner, and 47 meters down with money left on the table. This is interesting.
I love it.
Wow.
This is why this guy's on the Mount Rushmore. This is why this guy's in the Hall of Fame, because we've talked about this. Again, I've said many, many times, if you believe in a strategy, just go with it. Just go all in with your strategy, and that's exactly what he did here. He left money on the table. That took balls. I love it. I'm rooting for him. I hope he takes it down.
I am gobsmacked. I mean, so let's just do the math real quick on the best case scenario for this. So it was averaging 23,000 per screen on 71 screens last week, which is just bananas. I mean, you have to think 15,000 would be like the higher end per screen you could imagine on this wider release. I mean, I don't even hesitate to even use that number. Let's go 12,500 per screen times 326 screens. That would get you 4.1 million essentially. That's 41 fantasy points per actor. So at a headliner,
yeah,
57.4 times 2, 114.8. So that almost, just those top 2 headliners almost brings them on par with one Spider-Man. Now, so the other 6 at 41 points each, 246 plus 114. So this gives them a 360 point call sheet. Wow.
I love it. It's the whole thing about, we all like an appetizer sampler. We like a little mozzarella stick, maybe one wing, maybe a potato skin. That's fine. But if you're trying to eat something, eat one thing. Eat one dish. All right? And that's what he's doing right here. Great job, Ring Balls.
Yeah, I think
calling it right here. This is the win.
The other 2 rounding it out, I'm predicting a 385-point call sheet. That would be pretty boss, because if you're looking at the more traditional constructions, or I'm going to say traditional because we've only seen a couple of call sheets now that have had it. But if you're looking at a call sheet that had a Spider-Man headliner plus Bokeem Woodbine, then you're basically looking at 276 points between those 2, and then you're kind of wanting for the rest. So if this sucker comes in at 4 million over this weekend, the Big Sick, I mean, this will be a very audacious strategy that will most likely pay off. Great looking call sheet. Great. I love the out of the box thinking. Good job, Ring Balls. Definitely looking forward to seeing how it shakes out this week. Any parting thoughts for the box office this weekend? Are you going to go see Spider-Man?
No, I will not be going to the movies this weekend, but I'm excited, man. It's fun to see this many people in the games. It's fun to see all the different strategies. Early on in the game, everybody kind of played the same way, and now we have these new minds in here kind of making us think about the game in a totally different way. So excited to see how it shakes out, dude.
Absolutely, yes. And before we bring this in for landing, anything you want to plug, my man?
Just plug the usual shit, mostly sports, live on iHeartRadio, UBN Radio, Facebook Live, every Monday, 12 to 2 Pacific Standard Time.
Yes.
Next Saturday, I'll be playing on ESPN in a $2 million winner-take-all basketball tournament at 5:45. So if you guys want to watch an old man.
Is that on ESPN proper, the mothership, not the Deuce?
It's on one of the platforms. I'm not sure which one. So if you just go to like the ESPN app or whatever on ESPN, it'll be on one of the little channels they have, man. So we played 5:45 against the Gonzaga alumni. So that should be fun. I'll be out. Of course, yeah. I'll be starting, and I will be.
I wanted to say that to rile you up.
And I will be shooting a lot of 3-pointers, and it'll be a good time. And win or lose, I will be seeing you at the tables because we will be playing in Las Vegas. And looking forward to catching up with you, my man.
Yes, I will be in attendance for your shooting exhibition this Saturday.
Did you buy a shirt? Did you buy a Mostly Sports basketball shirt?
Can I buy them there as well, or?
I'll send you the link. Maybe you can put the link up. We'll put the link up on the group chat.
There, but yeah, I can definitely get a shirt. I definitely want to support. I'll definitely be there. Colors on it, whatever. And it'll be good to see someone else getting lit up from Beyond the Arc. instead of me. I mean, I'm not Mr. Hand Down Man or Man Down either. I used to be lighting them up, so it'd be good to see someone else get lit up,
Well,
torched on fire like
I
Jeremy
can
Renner in
guarantee
House.
you, I can guarantee you that I will be shooting at least 2 or 3 threes where I yell at somebody, hand down, man down. Hopefully it'll be Dan. Hopefully it'll be Dan Dick Al, but we'll see what happens.
He's too short. He's too small. He's 6'1". He's like my height. He's too small. Can't hang with you. Oh my God, this will be great. I can't wait. Very excited to have your boy, our boy, my boy in Vegas, lighting it up, both on the court and at the felt.
I'll tell you what right now. If you make a cinema draft headband, I will wear it in the game.
Oh God. Okay, all right. That's a challenge I can't resist. I'm going to go to my own bespoke local clothing shop today and see what we can do about getting a damn cinema draft headband. That'd be awesome.
I mean, you will be getting. That's about the most publicity and press you're ever going to get right there. There's going to be a lot of people. Game. You can even pick the color. I don't even care what color it is. You can
it's gonna be our red and white or red and black or something. But yes, this is happening. Thanks for the challenge. I love it. I love free publicity. I love pumping the game. Yes, we will do a cinema draft headband.
You got it.
Outstanding. Well, great stuff. Thanks for joining us again, Jay Devlin. Everybody at home, you know where to find us. We're all over social media. Follow us at all the usual spots. Our corporate blog is at medium.com/@cinemadraft. iTunes, YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, rate, relate, and everywhere your fine podcasts are given out for free. And that's it. Signing off. I will be going to see Spider-Man. Hopefully it will be a little bit later than earlier. It's probably going to be, if it's a short night for me at the tables tonight, I will be in there this evening. Hopefully in D-Box, catching the web slinger. And everybody else, you know what to do. It's the weekend. Why don't you go see a movie or something?